Progress. Hi everyone, my name is Gautam Gupta and I want to welcome you all to my YouTube channel, Universal Fundamentals. In this continuation of my two-part video, I'm going to be talking about a very important transit will be occurring in the month of April, and that is on April 21st of this year, transiting Jupiter is going to enter the sign of Aries, where it will remain there until May 1st of 2024. Now, this is going to be a very impactful time, and I do want to discuss how this is going to be affecting you personally. Now, I have already completed the first part of the video where I have given a general background as to what to expect when Jupiter enters the sign of Aries. And I will leave the link of the video down below so you guys can check that out. And the second separate video will discuss how Jupiter's transit in Aries will affect each ascendant and moon sign. Now, before I begin this discussion, I do want to invite everyone, please check out my website, universal-fundamentals.com, where you can learn more about me and what I do as a Vedic astrologer. You can also book a reading with me, and I have also introduced a recorded reading service where if you have specific questions that you need answers to regarding your own personal situation, then this is a great solution for you. I will also be leaving the links down below so everyone can check that out in more detail. I also want to remind everyone that I practice sidereal Vedic astrology and not Western tropical astrology. So with that being said, I will now begin discussing how Jupiter's transit in Aries will affect each ascendant and moon sign. So if your ascendant or your moon sign is in Aries, then this means that Jupiter will be transiting your first house along with Rahu until the end of November. And then from December until May 1st, 2024, Jupiter will be in your first house without Rahu's conjunction. Now, this is going to be incredibly amazing for you guys because you will be feeling very optimistic about everything around you and you will have a positive outlook on life overall. You will have major opportunities coming your way, and whatever you start this year will turn out very nicely in your favor. You do, however, need to be careful while Jupiter and Rahu are conjunct because this may tempt you to overexpand and overdo things. This can cause some burnout, so make sure you're not taking more projects than you can handle. You will also find that relationships with other people, including your father and children, start to expand and get better. And this is because Jupiter will be casting its fifth aspect to your children, your seventh aspect, which is your relationships, and your ninth house of father. And for those of you who are single, this will be a great opportunity to get into a relationship this year. This is also a great year for making investments and taking risks, as Jupiter will be aspecting your fifth house of stock market speculation and investments. And once Rahu leaves the sign of Aries by the end of November, you will find so much more clarity about yourself, your relationships, fathers, mentors, higher learning, as well as your children, and more importantly, what to do with your investments. Now, if your ascendant or your moon sign is in Taurus, then this means that Jupiter will be transiting your 12th house along with Rahu until the end of November. And then from that point on until May 1st of 2024, Jupiter will be in your 12th house without Rahu's conjunction. But as soon as Jupiter enters your 12th house in April, this will start to alleviate the difficult effects that Rahu in the 12th house has been causing you for the last year. You will feel so much better about your sleep and health during this time. And I feel that Jupiter in the 12th house is going to bring resolution and closure about the things from your past that have been bothering you for so long. And while Jupiter is with Rahu until November, please be careful and exercise some caution while traveling to foreign places. This will still be a better time to travel, but because Rahu is in your 12th house until the end of November, just make sure you're being safe. Now, once Rahu enters your 11th house by the end of November, Jupiter will be in your 12th house by itself until May 1st of 2024. And this will be so much better for traveling to foreign places. You will also find it easier to deal with your domestic situation as Jupiter will be aspecting your 4th house from its 5th aspect, as well as anything to do with inheritances and unearned wealth, as Jupiter will also be aspecting your 8th house from its 9th aspect. Now, if your ascendant or your moon sign are in Gemini, then this means that Jupiter will be transiting your 11th house along with Rahu until the end of November. And then from that point on until May 1st of 2024, Jupiter will be in your 11th house without Rahu's conjunction. Now, this is going to be extremely beneficial for you guys because Jupiter in the 11th house is one of the best houses for bringing in a new relationship as it is casting its 9th aspect to your 7th house. So if you are currently single and looking to meet someone new this year, then this is going to be an excellent time to do so. And because Rahu is in the 11th house along with Jupiter, there may even be some foreign connections to the people you meet this year. Also, your network circles as well as your friendship circles will be expanding this coming year. You'll be meeting lots of influential people, so if you have any social events that you are being invited to, make sure to attend them, because this will ultimately pay off in the long run. Also, financial gains will be very prominent for you this year. All the hard work that you put in while Jupiter was in your 10th house is most definitely going to pay off when Jupiter transits into your 11th house. You may also find that if you have any siblings, your relationship with them will start to improve because the 11th house is your older siblings, and Jupiter's 5th aspect to your 3rd house of younger siblings is also being positively impacted. This is also a great year for investing in stock market gains, as Jupiter will be aspecting your 5th house. You will also have great mental clarity, and if you are thinking about having children, then this will be one of the best transits to do so. Now, because Rahu will be conjunct in the 11th house, please exercise some caution regarding the choices you make regarding your career, relationships, and investments. There will be some temptation to overdo and overexert yourself, so it is careful that you do everything in moderation. Once Jupiter is by itself from the end of November till May of next year, you will even have more mental capacity and clarity in what to do, and you'll have a better time making decisions. Now, if your ascendant or your moon sign is in Cancer, then this means that Jupiter will be transiting in your 10th house along with Rahu until the end of November. And then from that point on until May 1st of 2024, Jupiter will be in your 10th house without Rahu's conjunction. Now, this is going to be extremely beneficial for your work and your career. Your social standing will be very positive throughout this transit, and there is even a possibility of a big promotion or even a job change for the better. But because Rahu will be in your 10th house until the end of November, expect major responsibilities and duties to your work and career. I don't want you guys to think that things will come easily to you with Rahu in the 10th house. Rahu in the 10th house most definitely expands your career and finances, but it does come at a price of spending less time away from home. However, once Jupiter is by itself from the end of November until May 1st of 2024 in the sign of Aries, this is going to be much lighter and yet still expansive at the same time. Many opportunities related to your work and career will expand, but you won't feel as if you're selling your soul to achieve success. Also, financial, family, domestic, and health matters will remain positive with this Jupiter and Aries transit, as Jupiter will be aspecting your 2nd, 4th, and 6th house respectively. Now, if your ascendant or your moon sign is in Leo, then this means that Jupiter will be transiting in your 9th house along with Rahu until the end of November. Then from that point on until May 1st of 2024, Jupiter will be in your 9th house without Rahu's conjunction. Now, this transit is going to open up so many opportunities for higher education and learning, along with pursuing any spiritual matters. You may also find that your relationship with the father, children, and younger siblings start to improve as Jupiter is aspecting your 3rd and 9th house. And in addition, you may start feeling more confident and comfortable about yourself as Jupiter will be aspecting your ascendant as well. And overall, this will just be a lucky transit for you as Jupiter in the 9th house brings luck and fortune. Now, when Jupiter moves away when Rahu, excuse me, so when Rahu moves away from Jupiter by the end of November, this is actually going to give you more clarity about you, your self-development, and where you stand regarding your spiritual beliefs, higher learning, father, mentors, as well as your younger siblings. And this will also be good for investment and stock market gains since Jupiter is aspecting your fifth house. So this transit will be positive for you guys overall. Now, if your ascendant or your moon sign is in Virgo, then this means that Jupiter will be transiting your eighth house along with Rahu until the end of November. And then from that point on until May 1st of next year, Jupiter will be in your eighth house without Rahu's conjunction. Now, there are going to be big opportunities for unearned wealth and a possible inheritance. You may also find that your partner or your spouse is doing extremely well financially, and your joint assets will start increasing in value. And because Jupiter is also aspecting your second house, money and finances will increase overall for you. This is also a great transit for studying the metaphysical sciences such as astrology or numerology. And for those who are not into the metaphysical sciences, then this is simply a time for going deep within and healing any psychological and emotional issues that have been hindering you lately. You may even take a psychology course or learn more about psychology. And if you are married and your in laws are still around, you may find that your relationship with the in laws start to improve, especially when Rahu leaves your eighth house by the end of November, leaving Jupiter by itself in Aries until next May. Also, since Jupiter will be aspecting the 12th house from its fifth aspect, this is a good time for foreign travels and bringing things to a closure from your past. And because Jupiter is also aspecting your fourth house during this whole transit from its ninth aspect, you will find that your relationship with the mother remains stable. Although it may seem that your mother is going through some difficulties, rest assured that there will be protection because Jupiter is aspecting its own house from its ninth aspect. Now, if your ascendant or your moon sign is in Libra, then this means that Jupiter will be transiting in your seventh house along with Rahu until the end of November. And then from that point on until next May, Jupiter will be in your seventh house without Rahu's conjunction. So ever since April of 2022, Rahu has been in your seventh house by itself, and you may have noticed that either your business partners, significant others, and or your spouse, if you're married, have been very demanding lately. Now, Jupiter's entrance into the seventh house is going to alleviate some of the stress that you have been experiencing in your relationships. You will be able to have more open discussions and communications about the issues you've been having, and this will make it easier to reach a middle ground. And for those of you who are still single, there is a huge potential for getting into a relationship while Jupiter is in your seventh house. And once Rahu leaves your seventh house by the end of November, things related to your current relationships will get even easier. You will start noticing that your business partners and spouse will be much more cooperative towards you, and you will have an easier time accomplishing things together. Also, in addition, you will start feeling much more confident in yourself and your abilities since Jupiter will be aspecting your first house. You will also find that your relationships with both your younger and older siblings start improving because Jupiter will be aspecting the third house of younger siblings as well as the 11th house of your older siblings. Now, if your ascendant or your moon sign is in Scorpio, then this means that Jupiter will be transiting your sixth house along with Rahu until the end of November. And then from that point on until next May, Jupiter will be in your sixth house without Rahu's conjunction. This is going to start improving relationships around your coworkers, and you are going to find innovative ways to improve your health during this coming year. In addition, things related to your career, reputation, finances, and even foreign travels will start working out in your favor. This is because Jupiter will be aspecting your 10th house of career, 12th house of foreign travels, and second house of money and finances. But at the same time, since Rahu is conjunct Jupiter, you may have some difficulty in making clear decisions when it comes to these areas that I have mentioned. You may also decide to change your diet or your exercise routine, as Jupiter in the sixth house will start to promote healthy habits. Now, once Rahu leaves the sign of Aries, which is in your sixth house, by the end of November, you will start to have even more clarity when it comes to your coworkers, health, career, foreign travels, as well as your money and finances. Now, if your ascendant or your moon sign is in Sagittarius, then this means that Jupiter will be transiting your fifth house along with Rahu until the end of November. And then from that point on until next May, Jupiter will be in your fifth house without Rahu's conjunction. And this transition is going to really help improve your relationships with your children, and your mother will continue to do well during this time. You may also discover some new investments that will ultimately prove beneficial to you. Because Rahu is in your fifth house until the end of November, please exercise caution with your investments, as you might be tempted to take huge risks during this time. Sometimes Rahu can cloud your sound judgment when it's conjunct Jupiter, so it is important to do everything in moderation. Now, once Rahu leaves your fifth house at the end of November, you are going to have so much more mental clarity. This will, in fact, be even more beneficial to your investment and stock market situation. And most of the problems that you have been facing regarding your children will start to subside and go away. You will find that by the end of this year, things related to your mother, children, and stock market investments will drastically improve. In addition, because Jupiter is also aspecting your ninth, 11th, as well as your ascendant, things related to your father, mentors, higher learning, older siblings, great gains, as well as your own self confidence will work out extremely well for you. You will have a renewed sense of happiness and optimism throughout the year. Now, if your ascendant or your moon sign is in Capricorn, then this means that Jupiter will be transiting your fourth house along with Rahu until the end of November. And then from that point on until next May, Jupiter will be in your fourth house without Rahu's conjunction. And with this transit, you are going to start feeling so much more secure around your home and domestic situation. You will find that your relationship with the mother starts to get a lot better, and you may even think about moving at this time. But because Rahu is still in conjunction with Jupiter in your fourth house until the end of November, I would suggest waiting it out before making any important changes regarding your residence. Right now, it is best to observe the real estate market and then make an informed decision by the end of this year. Now, once Rahu leaves your fourth house by the end of November, you will find that you have so much more clarity around your domestic and home life. Your relationship with the mother improves even more, and you will find that any arguments and disputes you had earlier will easily get resolved. And because Jupiter is also aspecting your 8th, 10th, and 12th house, you will find that anything to do with unearned wealth, inheritances, career, and foreign travels will come much easier to you, as you will have much more opportunities related to these areas. All right, so if your ascendant or your moon sign is in Aquarius, then this means that Jupiter will be transiting your third house along with Rahu until the end of November. And then from December until May of next year, Jupiter will be in your third house without Rahu's conjunction. Now, this is a transit where I feel that you'll be more vocal and expressive with your communication. Whether it's through your voice or your social media projects, you are going to be much more talkative about what you have to say. This is because the third house deals with our communication. And you may also find that your relationships with younger siblings, as well as older siblings and friends, start improving. And this is because the third house deals with our younger siblings, and Jupiter's ninth aspect to your 11th house empowers your older siblings, as well as your large groups, organizations, and friends. You will also find that relationships with either your significant other, spouse, or business partners start improving. And for those who are single, there is a great opportunity for relationships this year while Jupiter is in your third house, casting its fifth aspect to your seventh house. And because Jupiter is also aspecting your ninth house, this will also help with your relationship regarding your father and mentors. This is also a great transit for short and long distance travel. But because Rahu will be conjunct Jupiter till the end of November, please note that there will be initial confusion regarding where you initially stand with regarding all the things that I have mentioned. However, once Rahu leaves your third house by the end of November, there is going to be so much more clarity with where you stand. Now, lastly, if your ascendant or your moon sign is in Pisces, then this means that Jupiter will be transiting your second house along with Rahu until the end of November. And then from that point on until next May, Jupiter will be in your second house without Rahu's conjunction. Now, this transit will most definitely bring you financial gains and prosperity. Jupiter in the second house is one of the best houses for financial gains. However, while Rahu is with Jupiter in your second house, please be careful with what you have to say, and more importantly, how you say it. You will be extremely inclined to speak your truth this year. But with Rahu in the second house, people can and most likely will misinterpret with what you have to say. And as a result, you may not be well received by others. So it is important to be extremely tactful with your speech, especially since Rahu will be in your second house. However, once Rahu leaves your second house by the end of November, you will be much more softer and more appropriate with your speech, and people will start listening and taking note of what you have to say. This is also a great year for getting along with coworkers, improvement in health, possibility of unearned wealth, as well as career advancements, since Jupiter is aspecting your 6th, 8th, as well as your 10th houses, respectively. So, this is what I wanted to cover regarding Jupiter's transit in Aries and how it's going to affect each of your ascendants and moon signs. I hope you guys got something out of this, and if you found this video to be useful, then once again, please give it a thumbs up by hitting the like button. Doing so will really help me out with the YouTube algorithm, so this video can reach a vast audience. And if you're new to my channel and would like to see similar videos like this in the future, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell notification. And also, if you would like to know more about me and what I do as a Vedic astrologer, please check out my website, universal-fundamentals.com. Thank you so much, everybody, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.